What's up guys, my name is Matthew and today we are starting a reading vlog on some more gay thrillers. As you know, I have been searching far and wide for more books that are thrillers surrounding gay characters, and I have found two that I want to do a reading vlog for. The first one is The Damage by Caitlin Wahrer or something like that. And then the second one is Tallowwood by N.R. Walker. I got a new ring light because if you watched my last video, you know that my cat broke my other one. And I feel like I'm in like a movie studio or something because it's so big and it's everywhere, and I feel like it's slanted, but I can't get it to work. Okay, anyway. The first one, The Damage. This one I'm excited about. This is a book of the month. I don't know what month it was. Didn't it used to say like what month it was right here? Maybe I'm making that up. But this book is about a guy named Tony who has a little brother named Nick, and Nick wakes up in the hospital and he believes that he was sexually assaulted or hurt or something like that when he was on a date with this guy. So there's the gay element to this thriller. And the story apparently follows his older brother trying to figure out what happened on the date and kind of protect his younger gay brother. I know that the older brother's sister is a lawyer and she helps people from domestic violence and stuff like that. I have not started this book, so that was probably a terrible description of the book, but it sounds pretty good. The author is a lawyer, so I'm super excited about that to read, and it's her first debut book. It has a 4.0 on Goodreads. My friend Matt at Matt the Page Turner actually recommended this book to me because I was asking him about more gay thrillers, and he loves this book. So I have high hopes for this book. I'm gonna start this one first. The second book is Tallowwood. No one recommended this to me. It popped up on Goodreads, and it has a 4.5, I think, and like 8,000 reviews. So that's pretty high. And this is about a guy named August Shaw, who is a detective in Sydney, Australia, and his boyfriend was killed 8 years prior, and he is the LGBTQI plus liaison and the Indigenous liaison officer for the detective branch in Sydney, I guess. And apparently, gay guys start being killed, and they think that there's a serial killer killing gay guys. And I know what you're thinking, Matthew, your last reading vlog, you thought you were reading a book about gay people being murdered from a serial killer. And I was bamboozled by the marketing team of that book. I did my homework. This book actually is about gay men being killed by a serial killer. I've also learned, like being in, like doing booktube and reading more, is that most books get marketed as a thriller, even if they're not a thriller, because I think thrillers sell more. So you have to be very careful with what you're doing. Do your research, because you'll get bamboozled like me reading a book you don't want to read. But I am so pumped about both of these books. I finally found some more gay thrillers. It's been a while since I've read one. I will report back once I'm a little bit further into The Damage. But yeah, I have a lot going on, so hopefully there's gonna be some footage of me going to a ball, me going to work. Yeah, exciting. And I'm like so annoyed that I have to like put this thing away. This ring light is literally what they use to film movies. Like, this is so obnoxious. Okay. All right guys, checking in. Sorry for the weird angle. I'm too lazy to prop this up on something, so I'm gonna be talking down to you. I am on chapter 31, page 167, a little less than halfway, and I am really enjoying this book. It is what I thought it would be. It's about a guy who goes to a bar and meets this really good-looking stranger and decides to go home with him, and apparently he gets knocked out and wakes up with bruises all over his body, and he was raped, and the story is following the aftermath of his rape and his relationship with his brother, and his relationship is so cute. We're also getting perspectives from his brother's wife, Julia, who's an attorney, and I love her chapters the most, which is so, like, her part of the story is so interesting to me because we're also getting flash forwards to the future, or I guess present day, in most of the books in the past. And we know something went down because she's meeting with a detective that was in charge of this sexual assault, but we don't know what went down because they're meeting in the future and she shows up to the detective's house and they're having a conversation, but we only get little glimpses of it as the book's going. So something happened, which is kind of pulling in the mystery even stronger. Super trigger warnings, obviously. I mean, sexual assault, very obvious, blatant, very to the point, but also a lot of victim blaming, because we're having to see how the media is, saying that he made it up, he asked for it, he wanted to just have some rough sex and he wasn't actually raped. So there's a lot of interesting dialogue and kind of really cruel things that are happening to our victim, Nick. But I'm really enjoying this book. I'm shocked that it's a debut book because it is so well written. I'm so captivated. And yeah, but right now I am going to get ready because I'm going to a ball called the Pussyfooter Ball. I'm from New Orleans and Mardi Gras is happening this year. And for Mardi Gras, there's balls for different parades, different dance crews, and I'm going to one for a dance crew. So this is a group of women who dance in parades, and you're gonna see the outfits are outrageous. A lot of pink, a lot of orange. I'm a little nervous because it's like the first ball since COVID, but everyone has to be vaccinated at this event. So hopefully everything's okay, but I'm excited. I will try to get some footage to put here, but I will check in after the ball and when I've read some more.
Something.
Greg.
Yes, right.
Scott gave me a men's multivitamin.
Like that. The whole thing was hurt really bad.
I guess we didn't talk.
No,
Boo, we need to talk. We need to talk.
There was like a very obvious
Yeah.
issue.
Somebody give me some tape. We'll just tape it all together. There's a few.
Just so I have
I was like, oh, I can't
That's fair.
wait to introduce them.
We are the girls gone wild. How much more can you take before a mental breakdown? We're saying, oh, there's nothing stopping us now. We're slipping close to the edge, making us feel so alive. This must be the freakiest place you've ever been. Experience lies so deep within. Forcing bodies, strip them down. We're flirting with disaster now. We got the move, the love, come party with us. We're getting ready for the final touch. We got the vibe, we're high, with freaks like us. I give you love drug till you feel the rush. And we say, oh, we are the girls gone wild. How much more can you take before a mental breakdown? We're saying, oh, there's nothing stopping us now. We're slipping close to the edge, making us feel so We got the move, the love, come party with us. We're getting ready for the final touch. Get ready. We got the vibe, we're high, 'cause freaks like us. I give you love drug till you feel the rush. You feel the rush, you feel the rush. Oh, we are the girls gone wild.
Yeah, so as you can see, a very calm, chill night with no drinking, very sober. It was so much fun. We have not been to any sort of Mardi Gras ball since COVID started, so it was a lot of fun to be back there and be wild and fun and crazy. But back to The Damage, I finished it. I really, really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I think the reason I knocked off a star is because there was about 50 pages where I felt like it was sluggish and repetitive. But I thought this book is so well done, an amazing debut book. Is it a gay thriller? I mean, it's about a gay man who is sexually assaulted. There's a little bit of a mystery element, and there are some thrilling parts to the book, but really at its heart, I think it's more of a family drama and kind of, the idea of, how far will your family go, or how far will you go for someone you love to protect them and to make sure that they're okay. I did not see the direction that this book was ending in, and I really, really, really like the ending. The ending is one of those things that's gonna stick with me for a long time, where I know that if you show me this book in a year, I'll be like, oh, that ending, it's not where I thought it was going, and it was fun. Wait till the very last chapter, because you think it's going one way, and then you see the very last chapter, you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, 4 out of 5, really enjoyed it. Is it a gay thriller? Sure. I mean, it has gay themes, and that's all we can ask for. We're doing the best we can over here.
We've done the best we can.
But the next book that I'm going to read for this little vlog that has taken me weeks to make because I've been so fucking busy is Tallowwood by N.R. Walker. And like I said, this is a book about a cop who is studying the case of these gay men who end up dead, who look like they're committed suicide, but each of them have a poem in their pocket with a certain something else in their pocket. So the detective knows that they're not really suicides, that there's something bigger going on. It's set in Sydney, Australia. I've already read the first chapter, and the writing style is very easy to read. And I'm also read on Goodreads that there's some romance mixed in with this. It has a 4.5 on Goodreads. Thriller, mixed with romance. I'm either gonna hate it or I'm gonna love it, but I will report back when I'm a little bit further in. My book of the month came in today, and I was good, and I only got one book this month, and I chose the thriller because honestly, none of them really seemed that interesting. So whenever nothing seems interesting, I usually go with the thriller, and I got The Golden Couple. Apparently this is a 4-peat author. She's published 4 books. Yeah, looks good. Our little bookmark for the month is BRB, Ignoring My Responsibilities. Yeah, that sounds about right.
The venom and the remedies, yeah. Promise I won't forget, yeah. Maybe it's something in the water, yeah. Or maybe we just hit the end of the road, yeah. Right now it doesn't even matter, yeah. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, 'cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for the best and you know why.
Alright guys, I am about 180 pages into Tallowwood, chapter 14. I'm enjoying it. Right now it's probably gonna be a 3-star. I read on Goodreads that this was about 15% romance. I disagree. I think at least 50% of this book is romance. And honestly, it kind of reads like a Hallmark movie in the sense that it deals with a guy from Sydney, the city, who's very upset and angry and, aloof and cold. And he meets this guy who lives in the country of Australia. I don't know, do you call it the country in Australia? I don't know what you call it, but not the city, the rural area. He is warm and friendly, and he's pulling out this cop who is really cold and it's dealing with loss, and the guy's like, oh, I wish I could move into the country. It seems really nice here. I don't know, it just seems like a Hallmark movie. It's not thrilling. It is about these cops who are trying to figure out who is staging the fake suicides of these gay men. So there is a mystery element, but it's very slow paced and it's very focused on their relationship and how they interact with each other. It's just, I'm not thrilled. I don't really care that much. I'm not that invested as I want to be. 1, I'm not invested in the mystery, and 2, I'm not really invested in their relationship. They have cute dynamics, but I don't know, I'm not buying it. It's hard when you're trying to be a mystery, trying to be a romance, and neither of them are really working because it's hard to put all your effort into one aspect of the book. But I'm enjoying it, I'm gonna finish it. I think that there's an element to this book where you're figuring out what the killer is doing to the victims to get them to kill themselves. That's very interesting. I need to Google if it's actually real. And you broke the last ring light. You're not breaking this one. Stop. Anyway, yeah, so I think that, I don't know, maybe I'll be shocked at the ending and I will think that this is groundbreaking. It just reads kind of Hallmarky meets Lifetime mystery. Does that make any sense? I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna probably finish it tonight and I will update you with my final thoughts. But right now, meh, not bad, but not particularly good. Okay, but we need to talk about Euphoria. Please tell me you're watching it. I just watched season 2, episode 5, the episode where Zendaya's oh my God, I don't want to spoil anything, but she's running around, she's having withdrawals from all of the drugs that she was on. Honestly, they should show this to a bunch of high school students because it really shows you just how dangerous and awful the disease of addiction can be. Zendaya deserves an Emmy for this show. She is doing fantastic. I have never felt so anxious, so nervous. There's so much I want to talk about, but I don't want to spoil it. I think we're even getting into the realm of sex trafficking and having to pay for drugs. And yeah, it's a lot, but I'm really enjoying it. And if you have not watched it, I don't want to recommend it to you because it is very triggering and traumatizing, but it's very well done, especially the 2nd season. Yeah, but I will touch base once I read a little bit more into Tallowwood. All right, guys, I finished Tallowwood, and I take back everything I said earlier about how this book was not thrilling. The last fourth of this book made me so anxious. It was really good. I bumped it up to a 3.5. I think the first 3/4 of the book were a 3-star. The last fourth was very thrilling, very anxiety-inducing. I think I struggled with this book so much because it didn't really know what it was. Is it a romance? Is it a thriller? We would have really heartfelt moments between the two men. Then we'd have steamy sex scenes. And then we would be talking about serial killers and murder. So it was kind of hard bouncing back and forth between all the different genres that are in this book. But I do understand why it has such a high rating. I think most people will like this book because it has a little bit of everything. It has the thrills, it has the romance. This is a gay thriller. I finally found one. I can officially say this is a gay thriller. I'm gonna conclude with a 3.5. I had a great time with it. I recommend it for sure, especially if you like crime books, because this is very detective oriented. And I know some people really don't like detective oriented books. And this one is it's all about cops. Literally every character in this book is a cop or works in law enforcement in some capacity. But yeah, so The Damage, I gave 4 stars and absolutely loved. It's gonna be one of my favorite books of the year. 3.5 for Tallowwood. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I feel like I've not been posting a lot of videos lately. I've been so busy. I'm gonna try to increase more, but let me know if you've read these books, if you wanna read these books, or if you have any recommendations for gay thrillers, because you know we're looking for part 3 and hopefully it's coming soon. All right guys, see y'all soon.
Stay